Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to WhatsMap, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Well, it's Thursday already and we have had some classic maps this week. Today's one is going to stand out as being a little bit different from the normal as well. It's a volcano caldera map that actually has a decent amount of buildable space. Some very good standards, as you'd expect from this creator, who's given us one map in the past to have a look at, which was episode 957. They got 12 stars and the seal of approval. This map is going to be in that sort of range as well. In terms of complaints, I kind of only have one real proper grumble about this map. It's an aesthetic thing. Beyond that, I think it's just down to taste. Is this the sort of map that you're looking to play on? Anyway, I suppose we should get on with the map review, but before we do that, we have a little thing that the regulars like to call the daily reminder. Actually, I like to call it that. They just like to hit the like button. That's right, hitting that like button really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people and helps me grow a little bit more every single day. Thank you for your support. Today's map is Caldera Shores by xiii-Dex. I still call them xiii-Dex, even though it could be 13-Dex, but I think xiii-Dex sounds kind of exotic. Let's have a little look at the start square. Very good, one of my favourite start squares for a long time today, this one. We'll take a proper look at this later on. Then you have, there's your terrain heights, and you can see where the volcano is centred and all the space around it. Very nice. Resources are strong. Yes, a bit of field painting, but I would say in a way that actually you could properly use it in the map as a regular play. And if you have Sunset Harbour and you want to do some fishing, there's a little bit of everything. But it's yeah, it is what you see there, you know. Off to the workshop. What do we need? Well, no DLC required today. Got a few things to subscribe to, but not the world's biggest list. We're using Theme Mixer today, which includes a mix of, I think it's 3 themes, might be 4, not quite, I can't remember now. We're using the Bonita Vista Valley a lot with this theme mix, but yes, it's the Switzerland theme, and there's another one down there as well, we'll see. Also, we have Railway Replacer mod today, and some nice custom bridges as well. What was the other? Oh, some rocks. Got some rocks. We'll talk about the rocks later. They're quite important. Theme Mixer 2, yes. Natural Beauty, that is the other one. Daylight Classic I do have. I'm just using the old version. Okay, and down to ground level. Now, normally we start at the edge of the map with some nice big highways and work our way in. What I want to do today is take us on a little bit of a journey, starting at this dirt road here. And it is going to be quite a journey, so much so that we're actually going to have a look at the rail in the second half of the show, because this is going to take a while, but it's going to take us through a whole mix of different things on the map, and the quality and the standards are quite good, got to say that. Now, if there's one minor, and this is my major grumble. I didn't say there was going to be a major grumble. A minor grumble is the texture on this dirt road with the theme that we've got. It's very clean and crisp. It's like a maintained dirt track, especially along with the ruining on the outside. It's yeah, it doesn't feel like it's just naturally absorbed into the landscape. That's a minor thing. I wouldn't really mark the map down on that in any way. Now, this road now splits. Now, both routes are going to take us to the same location. We're going to go left because it's slightly more interesting. Also, I feel that this route here only exists because it can be a little bit more interesting. I think with the other route on itself was going to be fine, but here we are, we're going up into the hills and suddenly we get a bit overgrown and we've got some trees and kind of lose the track a little bit, literally lose the track a little bit, but it does carry on up this way. And then we've got a little bit of a rock fall here with some mossy rocks there as well, and then we start emerging on the other side. So yeah, I feel that this track itself only really existed so that we could go and have a rock fall on it. Is that a reason to have a dirt track? I guess kind of in a Cities Skylines map, you know, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's it's all fun. It's all fun in games, isn't it? Anyway, our other dirt track joins us back here on the National Road. So now we're going on national roads. I promise you there are highways. Where there need to be highways, we have highways. Because we're on we're on an island which is connected to the outside of the map on one side. So we're kind of slowly heading back in that way. Oh, let me show you this. I really quite like this. The way we transition from, we've got these grasses onto the cliff edges. That is really very neatly done, and I think that deserves just a little nod. And there are always, with maps, little things that we can nod to. And if you're recreating this kind of work, doing something like that is going to be good practice, and it's going to look good. Always be a bit careful with grasses because it's very easy to overdo it, and they do, like, they're ram hogs, grasses, mostly ram hogs. So anyway, yes, that's just something. Alright, still heading along this national road, and you think, well, this is going on a hell of a long way, and it is, but we're making our way around towards, you'll soon see the map's going to open up, and you'll go, oh, hang on, buildable space, like there, buildable space. Yes, so we're around the back end of the start square here, more rubble there, and a little picnic area there, I think, or is it just a little place to nip out and have a quick pee before you go off on your long journey? I recommend going for a pee before you start the journey, or maybe having a bottle in the car. Just remember not to drink from that bottle. Or just give it to somebody you don't like to drink. Anyway, let's start square. Hurrah! We are at the start square, and this I like. This I like. The shape of this, the shape of the trees and the highways, whatever, encourages you to do a slightly different build. Yes, you can always ignore them and knock the trees down, but do you know what? I think that is a really interesting start square. Now, we'll stick into the roads. We'll come to that rail bridge in a little while. I did promise you we'd do the rail second half of the show. Custom bridge there, perfectly done. Absolutely perfectly done. That is precision custom bridging, and both bridges there are high enough to allow for the vanilla shipping to go through underneath. Down here to a trumpet intersection. Now this one does feed traffic off to the edge of the map via a national road, which loops around up the side there. You can make it out there, and then just follows the coast up and away that way. We're going to go the other route because it's more interesting. I'm all about the interesting routes today, and this one is more interesting, and I would say questionable. I mean, it's not wrong. Don't get me wrong, it's not wrong. I would say it's a questionable thing. Nice pillar work here. I've got to say that works very nicely on that rail bridge there. It just feels really. I mean, it's a great mod, the railway replacer mod, and all the bits and pieces that come with it really do bring the rail to life. Where before it was always just a bit. It was always the second thing, wasn't it? Intersection here, which leads us off to the edge of the map if we carry on. But I did promise you we were going to be interesting. We're going to take this national road. You can see we have quite a bit of traffic coming along here. Yeah, because we've got a bit of a crossroads where the traffic is merging. So just a little bit of traffic slow down there. Not a huge problem. Now I'm going to say I like this road. I do like this road. We've got some very believable switchbacks. And we see switchbacks quite often in maps. Very seldom do you see switchbacks on maps. And you go, do you know what? I feel that was actually built as opposed to it was made into a map. You know, this I feel was actually built. And this route along here clings to that rock face like it was actually built. Everything about this little road here feels really, really good. Which is a shame when I say that actually I have a grumble with this road. And I wouldn't have it at all, despite it being truly superb. I'll tell you why on the other side of this intermission.
Are you bored with the standard vanilla bridges? Have you seen those lovely custom bridges but don't know how to use them? Ooh, very nice. Then you need the Beginner's Guide to Custom Bridges by BonBonB. Click the information button below.
And so back to California, Caldera Shores by xiii-Dex and the shipping routes. Really good, actually. Shipping routes, really, really very good. We have this one that goes through the strait and the big old bridges, because everybody does love a big old bridge. And then we have some really slick shipping triangles. I mean, really, this is as slick comes with shipping triangles. Get a little bit close to the shore there because we've run out of map. I think we can allow that. And then over here we've got, again, around the peninsula here, and some really slick triangles here as well. And then this comes into the strait and goes through to where we just saw from the other angle, and then we have a dead end up this way. So that's all very nice. Water flow, when you have a strait on one of these maps, quite often the water pushes its way through. It sometimes doesn't work, but on this map it certainly does. So we have good water flow through the start square, which is a double bonus. Right, okay, let's talk about what I don't like about this road. It's superb, it's brilliant, it's excellent, I wouldn't have it. For me, it exists only so that we can show how excellently skilled we are at building these lovely roads. It doesn't actually serve any purpose, it doesn't go anywhere or do anything or open up the map in any way, shape or form. It's there to show that we are a highly skilled map maker. The thing is, we also have this rail route that, while it doesn't follow the same switchback technicalities, it is slick, it goes through the same route, and it is done to the highest of standards. So, had that windy road gone somewhere or done something, I would be... All it does, if anything, is actually causes a bit of a traffic bottleneck. Just a little bit of a one. Anyway, the rail, very slick. Really good work with the rail. Nothing to complain about at all. And in fact, it gets even more fun in a minute. I even like the way it's been cleared along here. The trees have been cleared to allow for it. Oh, hang on. I suppose we should... Should we? No, we'll come back to that. Come back to one of those. I think we haven't done one for a few days, so we should come. We'll go back to one of those. Right, the rail. Now we go double breadth. And then we're going to go to the big old rail bridge. And there is something very special about this big old rail bridge. Not seen one done like this before. It's been done exceptionally well, and xiii-Dex can take a bow. This for me is the high point of the entire map. The incomplete rail bridge that looks like it's an incomplete rail bridge. That is very nicely done indeed. Take a bow, that is superb and excellent work. Also like the way that, because it's incomplete, you're now going to completely extend that rail through. It'll be elevated all the way through, but it'll open up the entire buildable area of the map at the back there as well. That is really nice. Plus in the start square you'll have to have an elevated rail station, so all about the modding. Do like the shapes of the mountains. The shapes of the mountains on this map feel really very nice and very believable. Let's have a look over here. And the tree painting as well, I would say, it just accents the mountains very nicely indeed. So again, I think I've got to give full credit. Is it to the next level? I don't think it needs to be, but I think it's perfect for this map. Got a little bay down here as well, with a nice little beach on the go there, and plenty of rocks. Ah, yeah, I did say rocks. Rocking and holing, I did say we're going to do. There you go. It would be a miss not to say rocking and holing. Right, my grumble with the rocks, though, is, look, we've got brown rocks and the cliffs are grey. Where did all those brown rocks come from? I'm not believing. Now, we do have the mossy rocks. Now, where we find some mossy rocks, they look right. I just think that we probably should have been looking... hang on, it's getting a bit dark. I think BonBonB forgot to switch off the day-night cycle. Let me just correct that. There we go. Back to the light. So yes, the rock work I would say is superb. I would just like to have seen a greyer rock rather than a browner rock. Also looking for some of those mossy rocks so that I can just show you how they work. Another rocking and hole in there. Yeah, some mossy rocks there. There's got to be a better example of it. Like around here somewhere. I think there's some. Yep, there we go. Mossy rocks along here, and I think they work really well with the theme that we've got. It's just the brown rocks don't really for me, and that's my big grumble with the map. And as big grumbles go, it's not a very big one, is it? Right, let's have a look at some of the islands. And now this one, for me, this is the nearest thing to a BonBon island on the map. I really like it. It's a little bit too big for a BonBon island for me, but I like the shape. I like what's included on it. I like the quality of it. It's a very crisp, lovely, lovely island that's just a little bit bigger than I would want for a BonBon island. Not that it matters. Not that it matters at all. Nobody gets marked down on that one. And of course, I'm building my very own BonBon Island right now in my own series, exclusive to the BonBon buddies over on Patreon, and hitting the join button. Do it now, guys. This is a nice little island, not as exciting as the other one, so therefore it's not a BonBon Island. I'm so picky. Right, okay, the map as a whole, yes, I do like this. I love the way that the volcano's been done, without it being a volcano for a change. And this is really nice. This is what I would call a chine. Locally on the Isle of Wight, something like this would be called a chine. And it's just like the land that time forgot, all on its own over there. Very nicely done, very, very attractive. The fields are just nicely done. Again, one big bold resource for each field, so that you could just make a big old oil area or whatever. And again, the accents on the rocks, on the tree accent on the mountains, that's what I'm trying to say, are really good. Right, okay, back to the start square, because we haven't had a look at our asset of the day yet, have we? Got a glance of it earlier on, we flew by, but we didn't actually take a proper look. It's the xiii-68 glass balcony by FantasticVitalii, exclamation mark. FantasticVitalii. Yes, Vitalii, I would agree that this work is indeed fantastic. This is, I believe, another Russian creator, right up there with some of the very best. We've got some really good Russian creators, actually, on the workshop. So, and I'm a big fan of this style of building, so credit there. Factoids, because factoids, why not? Now, Sir Winston Churchill rationed himself on cigars. Do you want to know how many? What would you say would be a ration of cigars? 2? 3? 15? Just 15? I mean, good grief, Winston. Anyway, he was definitely a true British legend, and lives on as a bulldog in the commercials over here in the United Kingdom. You've got to be British to understand that one. Yeah, the xiii-68 glass balcony by FantasticVitalii, exclamation mark. Today's beautiful asset of the day. And so we pull back and look for a decent location to set the camera down, to grab a thumbnail for the video, and start talking about what you think of today's map. Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. Click the I button now in the top right hand corner of your screen. It will take you to the voting page where you can vote for free with the Facebook, Gmail, Apple, or a free Patreon account. Or a paid Patreon account if you have one of those. Whichever. I don't mind. But what do I think of today's map? Well, this for me is actually a strong map. Aesthetically, it's for me, actually, aesthetically, it's the weakest. It's good. It's not tremendous, but it's good. My main grumble with the brown rocks takes it down maybe about half a star. I was going to have it around middle 4 anyway, which puts it in danger of dropping into 3 stars. I still think it holds its own though, so I'm going to go for a low 4. Detailing. Yeah, pretty good. Again, you could grumble that those rocks is a bit of a detailing error, being the wrong colour, but other than that, I would say this is strong. I'm going to go just under middle 4 because of those rocks. Gameplay potential. Yeah, I'm all over this one. A question mark that the Needless Road. In fact, I'm going to take it down to about a 1/4 of a star for that one. Still, though, I'm going to make it a very high 4. So, Caldera Shores by xiii-Dex. Yeah, I'm going to give it the BonBonB seal of approval because, frankly, I approve. Well, no, what more to say? It's just, Caldera maps are a little bit, they've been done a lot, and there are a few good ones. That would fall into the top end of the good ones. There are very few that are actually that playable. So, credit. Anyway, thanks for watching, for commenting, for liking, and for subscribing. If you're still here, you're part of the 20 and out elite. Use the word of the day on the screen now in the comments. Score yourself some population points just for fun. And I'll be back tomorrow with the BonBonB Buddy voted map of the week.